Okay, so this one really is the Mozart. I realized I was somewhat dense and called this piece Mozart in the last video. Of course, that was Beethoven. I did correct myself by the end. But now we are looking at the Mozart, and we're just looking through the downbeat of this measure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to play the melody for you. You can hear that it is a period structure. We have a first phrase, and then it starts over. And do you notice it comes to a 5 chord here and a break? It starts over, and then here it goes 5, 1. So let's start by taking all of these bass notes. Okay, I'm going to leave the upper staff right here. Leave space because I actually want to do something with the counterpoint in this, in a minute. But right now, I'm going to do my bass line, key signature, and I'm just going to copy this bass line as it is. I'm going to drop it down an octave so I don't have to write so many ledger lines, just for convenience. First measure. And then I won't take that one down. And then I'll write this one very small. Didn't space that very well. Okay, so let's look at this first one. Of course, I see this B flat right here. We're in the key of B flat. I see a bunch of leaping around, but I see this as sort of an arpeggiation. This is kind of an arpeggiation, and it comes back down. But then one thing I often do is I'll look in the register. And you see here this B flat that then goes A to B flat. Okay, to me, that's telling me that all of this is embellishing B flat through all of this. This is all prolongation of B flat. That's just a little neighbor. And then here's 5 and the predominant chord. Same thing over here. Well, not the same thing, but it starts out the same. And here it just goes to 1, 6, and then this one has to change a little at the end, so it can go 5, 1. And it's interrupted. So overall, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1. In this piece, the E flat is 2, 6 there, and the other one is 2, 6 as well. Okay, so now we need to make sense of these embellishments right here. And I actually want to go to the soprano part to help understand this. Well, I'm going to tell you, first of all, one thing that I see, if I look sort of register-wise, I see B flat, C, D. You see that stepwise motion? B flat, C, D, and then back down to B flat. That is something. I don't think there's enough here yet for me to have come up with that, but I want to show you how what's happening in the right hand helps us to understand what's going on down here. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to normalize this instead of, I'm just going to go. Now here, these are either all escape tones or appoggiaturas, okay? And the way we tell is by counterpoint. And you see this is 7/6, so obviously that's an escape tone. Or sorry, an appoggiatura. This is a 4/3. This is a 4/3. And this is a 9/8. Okay, so if we were to filter out the non-chord tones or the less significant pitches, in this spot we would get B flat, C, D, E flat, D. Okay, so I'm going to write that up here. This isn't really a rhythmic reduction, it's just, I didn't space that very well. B flat, C, D, E flat, B flat, C, D, E flat. Don't know why I wrote a flat there. And then a D and a C. Okay. This is incredibly poorly spaced. I would, if I were going to share this with anyone other than just a teaching demonstration, I'd rewrite it because this is just, it's below my standards. Okay, but it's good enough for what we're doing. So now if we look at what I did down here, looking at the register, okay, you see how there's a B flat and an A and a B flat? That's sort of imitating this B flat, A, B flat. Okay, so that's one thing that I see. Up here, I also see F and G, but I also see F and E flat and D going to C. So I could imagine this, E flat, D, C, as being our 5, 4, 3, 2 that's interrupted. Okay. We're not really doing this yet, but it's pretty obvious that that's what's happening right here. So if we look at this as an arpeggiation down, this is a consonant skip down, and we look at this B, A, B flat, do you see how this voice, B flat, walks up to D? Okay, so this is the lower voice, and it's moving into the upper voice. Look down here. This has gone B flat, C, D, and right here, B flat, C, D. By the time this one has gotten to D, it's on B flat, and then it goes B flat, C, D, this goes B flat, A, D, and it is a lovely little voice exchange. Okay, now this goes B flat, C, D, this doesn't go B, D, C, B flat, instead it leaps down and gives us A, B flat, but it's still a really good counterpoint. This is 6, 3, 3. It's an embellished voice exchange. So to me, that's telling me that this B flat, C, D is actually walking up to the D that is exchanged from the upper voice. And this lower line is getting to the B flat, which was in effect in the lower voice. And they've been exchanged. It's a voice exchange. And then they swap back to where they need to be, and the piece can go on. Okay, so if we can see this B flat, C, D, back to the B flat, then we can just call these, consonant skips, filling in. I also see this G resolving down to the F. And I don't know if you can see there's this F, and then it goes to G up here. And there's no F, but the G is here. So it's almost like this G comes up here on top. And then this G, do you see how it's left hanging? It's actually resolved down here when this G resolves. Okay, I don't want this to seem too spooky, but I mean, I think this is all really clear voice leading. Um, the keyboard that I have here is just those stupid little 2-octave oxygenate, so I can't play this. But when I'm in my office, hopefully next time and have the tech working, I'll play this through and walk you through everything on this about how it works. Okay, so now I would like to take this and pare it back and then talk about generating the foreground from it, okay? Because I think that's kind of important. And I'm going to take the first phrase. I want to use both parts too. So I'll start with the bass line. And I'm going to do it octave lower. We got B flat to F. And I'm just doing the first phrase because the second phrase is the same except for the very end. Okay, so we got the B flat to F. Here it is. That is approached by this intermediate harmony. Okay, and then over here it's B flat, E flat, F, B flat. Gets completed. Okay, so now over here, I would say that our next level, closer to the foreground, B flat goes to first inversion. 1 goes to 1/6. And then it goes back to B flat. Okay. Now this D to B flat at the same time in the upper voice was going B flat, C, D, was going B flat to D. Like this. And creating our voice exchange. And then this one gets filled in with a passing note, and this one gets the neighbor note below. And then the next step is to fill in this passing note, B flat up to D, take it down an octave, goes, and then we just add in these other arpeggiations. Oops, not that. Okay. So can you hear B flat, C, D, back to B flat? That's all prolongation of the initial tonic. And then we move to the secondary, the intermediate harmony, and to 5. Okay. Now, there's actually something else really interesting up here in this melody. I'm going to take this right here. Okay. I'm going to sketch it right here. Do you see how this fills in from F down to B flat, and the B flat, A, B flat is there, and F, E flat, D is there? This is actually a compound melody. I want to show you this. This is pretty sweet. 2 voices, soprano, alto. Okay, that may look like parallel fifths, but it's a perfect fifth going to a diminished fifth, and that's perfectly fine. That's allowed. And then, and in fact, over a 5 chord, then that would often resolve this way, which is what it does. And against this in the bass, where do we have it? Oh, here it is, right here. We've got a B flat in the bass, we've got a C, and then we've got a D going to a B flat. Okay, so it's actually giving us 1, 5, 6/4, passing 6/4, sorry, 5/4/3, because it's got the 7th on it. And then here, root position 1. Okay, so look at this right here. Let's see. So, perfect 5th. So the soprano was, and the alto. Okay. So if we just break these apart, F and B flat, and do them sequentially, and then do the E flat and the A sequentially, rather than simultaneous. Now I'm going to do the B flat and D in this order. You can see I can show this with the stems and this with the stems, and we have basically generated the melody of the piece. Okay, so if I come from here, beautiful first species counterpoint, allowing for the diminished 5th if we're thinking of chords, like a 5/7 chord. So we take this, we split it as a compound melody, and then we embellish it and we have the melody. Okay, I think it's really pretty amazing, actually. All right, so why don't you compare this to what you did and think about it. And I will post another assignment for you. And I'm hoping, yeah, we should be able to, no problem, do a live or synchronous class Thursday at 11. So the deal is this app on my phone that I'm using to turn it into a camera doesn't work well with the UW security features on the internet there, on the Wi-Fi. It blocks it because it thinks it's malicious or something, but it works just fine at my apartment. And I'll be at my apartment on Thursday, so I will plan on an 11 a.m. Thursday synchronous session. And I will post an assignment for you guys from that handout to do some more of this kind of work. Most important thing is to just continue working on this, and then I show you how I do it, and then you gradually get better over time. I also am going to send you some information on 5th species, and then I'd like to talk about that a little bit on Thursday as well. All right, so I will post an assignment for you from the handout. It'll be a couple more pieces to do baseline sketches of, and then I'll give you something to read about 5th species, and we'll talk about it all Thursday at 11. Thanks.